It may come to no complete shock, but I'm a pretty big fan of Black Clover. And I'd say I'm still a newcomer to the series. I got into the series at the end of the summer in 2020, and I caught up with the anime by October. And man, I just gotta say, I love the series. I plan on even collecting the manga eventually. Like, I'm just that invested into the world and characters, I just love it so much. Black Clover has a lot of great moments too. I feel like every moment in the series is just toppled over by the next big arc or reveal, and I feel like the series just does this constantly to surpass your limit. And man, Black Clover does do this a lot. But there's one moment in the series that to me just feels so natural and just the overall best twist in Black Clover as a whole. And just a heads up, before we get into this video, there's gonna be spoilers, especially for the elf reincarnation arc, so if you don't want any of that and you want to get into the series on your own terms, I would just leave now. But if you do leave, make sure you at least leave a like on the video for me, please. But other than that, let's just get into it now. Now, there are many cool and overall epic moments in this series, and if you don't know this series to a good extent, I don't think you'll be expecting what I'll be talking about today. Many may think the best twist moments are when Patry actually was the one inside William, or when Julius, the Wizard King, survived his fight against Patry. Hell, even maybe Asta finally unlocking the ability to go black mode. Those would be all valid guesses to what I'm saying today, as is the best twist in the series, but this involves a character by the name of Shori Papison. Quick bit of background on her. Shori is a magic knight for the Black Bulls, and her magic consists of cotton, mainly using the cotton sheep to cook food for her and her allies. With this food she's able to replenish mana to anybody that eats it. Her character is all about food, and the whole gag is that she's small and eats a ton of food. Another thing about her is that she also gets angry if anybody messes with her food or disrespects her food in any way, being able to use her cotton magic in a very offensive way, like punching somebody with like a big giant sheep. Shori is definitely a top tier character in Black Clover, and I didn't really make that fact apparent to myself until a certain moment in the series. This moment being that inside of the elf reincarnation arc, she gets mixed up with the royal magic knight because she was following Yuno. And with this, she and Asta, along with Mimosa, are together inside of the Elf Fortress. The Elf Fortress is basically a big gauntlet of enemies that the heroes have to fight, but in one of these rooms, Shori and company have to fight Rill, who is also a magic knight, and he's also been possessed by an elf spirit. Shori's usual attitude is pretty outgoing and go-lucky, so she makes food and offering it to Rill, but since he is not himself, and he is in fact the elf, like possessing his body, he smashes the food, and that really upsets her. In this moment, is this where the best twist comes in. This gag character that no one really paid attention to showed her true colors for the first time, and her magic changes from a sheaf into a wolf. Shori herself grows taller to regular height, and her entire personality changes, all except being hungry, of course. The elf that is a possessed Rill exclaims that Shori is actually a dwarf-human hybrid, and when I saw this, I honestly had the biggest pog face. Let me drop some info on you. After telling you all that, you would probably think, wow, this moment seems cool, but why is it the best twist in the series? So let me explain here. Before this, the other races that we knew in the series that existed were mainly humans, demons, and elves, and learning about a new race out of nowhere really does tell us that this is the world of Black Clover, and it's just extremely massive. Who knows what other races could be in this world? It also leads to the question of, where are the dwarves? Are there any dwarves left? And why is Shori a dwarf-human hybrid? This also leads to what type of magic they use as well, and if it's powerful or not. And judging off Shori's hidden magic, that might just give us a little hint to what they are all about. As it might be obvious, Shori's magic is based off the theme of wolf in sheep's clothing, which is already a badass concept enough, but it's also the fact that it's a very flip on its head of sheep magic. Instead of replenishing mana for others by using her own mana, she instead consumes mana from other people's magic and replenishes it only for herself. This also might provide a theory of dwarves having magic that doesn't really seem what it may seem. It would also make sense. Dwarves are usually small in media, so having strong magic can really just flip it on its head and make them not seem like total pushovers. I understand this may seem a little underwhelming than most twists in the series, but I personally think it did a lot for the world building, character development, and just a new understanding of the magic inside the world. Because we don't know who else might have multiple magic they could use, anything can happen in Black Clover, honestly. Limits in the series simply just don't exist there, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the future and where they could take the top tier character that is Shori Papison. Alright, that's all I really want to talk about today. Hopefully some of y'all can see why I think this moment in the series or is at least one of or the best twist. Black Clover is just a really good anime and manga, by the way. if you watch this shit without seeing my spoiler warning in the beginning, but I definitely still recommend you to check it out. There's still a bunch of moments in the series it talks about. If you think I missed any information, or maybe want to contribute to the conversation at all, comment down below. And if you haven't already, should leave a like, press that beautiful subscribe button, and maybe even ring that bell if you want to know whenever I want to upload. Don't want you to miss out, you know? I'll see you guys on the flip side of my next video, guys. Peace.